Okay, everybody, welcome back to Legacy Percussion with me, Jerry Leake. Video 38, where we're going to be looking at more ideas for adapting the Agbekor Bembe bell pattern into kind of a swing style. Last video, we looked at ways of making it feel like you were in a jazz waltz feel, 3/4 time, playing along with some of the jazz standards, kind of going back and forth between African straight feel and a swing feel. And this is a continuation of that idea where we're going to actually put ourselves into 4/4 now and imagine playing in that particular context, a 4/4 swing. This bell pattern is kind of a magical phrase in how it really fits in both of these styles, 3/4 waltz or the swing. And when you think about the swing pattern for the cymbal, the spang-a-lang, spang, spang-a-lang, that is actually based on triplet theory anyway. It's based on like a 12/8 perspective. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a... It's got that kind of triplet swing as opposed to more of a 16th like swing, like bah. That's another style, of course, but the basic swing feel has that 12/8 vibe already built into it. So what I'm going to do is examine a very famous page from a book that's extremely famous, the Ted Reed book called Syncopation. And it's a fantastic book that every drummer and teacher uses to reconfigure phrases and get into the world of chart interpretation, developing different styles, all from reading these exercises. Once you get past the kind of the basic fundamental material, you get into the exercise compositions. And the most famous one is by far exercise number 1. And I am a particular fan of the first 16 bars. Now what I'm going to do is show you this page in a kind of a blown up version, just visually show it, but then we're going to dissolve to the page so you can actually see it. I highly recommend buying this book, but I want you to understand where I'm drawing my material from. It's these first 16 bars. So here's that page, which will unfold for you so you can do a screen capture onto your desktop and use it as a reference. So there's a lot going on in here. It's in 4/4. The bass drum is playing a sort of 4 on the floor, which is helping to map the fact that the syncopation is taking place against it, on the beat, off the beat, etc. 4 on the floor is not recommended all the time, but I may use it for some of the context. So the most classic way that drummers use this is to play a swing feel with the hi-hat on 2 and 4, and just have the snare play this pattern. But you can also just snap your fingers and kind of bebop on it a bit. So here's a kind of 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shiba ba do ba ji gu. Ga ba do ba ji ba do ba do. Shaka ba do ga ba do ba da. Ja ba do ba da ba do. Ja ba 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 da ba ba ba. Do do ba ba do ba ba da da ba do da ba ba do 1. That would be the 16-bar phrase. And each of the 4 bars is a complete statement, so it's interesting how these sentences are assembled to create the phrase. So what we'll do is just go ahead and put that on the kit with the swing feel and on the snare only. So check it out. You got your groove. Get a little more high here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Straight on through. Now drummers will rearrange that so the bass drum and the snare kind of alternate hits with particular approaches, wide open. So, but that's a general scheme. Now they'll also play this as kind of like a bossa nova on a hi-hat with rim clicks. So. Etc. Another way would be to put it to the bass drum, like in a rock groove. think you get the idea. The approach is designed to make you interpret the page or a chart and come up with different stylistic renderings and different approaches, treating that as the main phrase, but how does it fit in different moods? Well, one of the lesser known approaches is putting it to the 12/8 bell pattern. This is an example of this particular bell right here, as we know. Now, this is kind of a stretch in that you really have to think in sort of another sub-layer or another dimension to adapt the phrase. I'm going to take the first 2 bars and let's see how that works. Now, that's with the 4 on the floor, which helps map it out. I'm going to do a full line now and see how that feels. Repeat. You get the idea. Now, what I'm about to do is play through the whole series 3 times, all 16 bars. And I'm going to start with the bass drum at a 2 feel, then move it to a 3 feel, and then go to the 4 feel on the bass drum. So you get a sense of the shifting bass drum in these. Now, I have to tell you, this is challenging, so for me, I'm also trying to figure it out, but I'm going to give it a go and see how it feels. And if I have some mistakes, I'm going to try to carry on and keep it alive. So here we go, bass drum in 2. So I did okay. A couple of little tiny tweaks in the 3, which is the most challenging. Okay, before we end this video, I want to show a comparison between the swing feel and the Agbekor bell. So we have a bar of swing, and then it's really about understanding what is this relationship. So I'm going to do a bar of swing and a bar of 12/8 and go through this series again. And of course, I could reverse the order of that. But again, I'm thinking process. I'm really working my way into these ideas. So let's see how that goes. Now, if I struggle pretty poorly, I might decide to do it a second time just to make it clean. Because there's a lot of concentration making the shift every bar. So here we go. And that's what I call a fairly clean take. So these ideas are designed to give you a new way of interpreting this very famous page and getting some new ideas and allowing your limbs to carry over and sort of seeing beyond the page and understanding where the musical possibilities lie. So that's my video on adapting the Agbekor bell into the swing in 4/4. You can use it in the 3/4 waltz, you can use it in the 4/4. My goodness, it's a magical phrase that we're all blessed to be aware of. So thank you, and talk to you very soon for the next video. Bye-bye.